Hey people, it's 4:30 in the morning. I've been up since 2. I am at the parking lot ready for the bus to get here so we can leave to go whitewater rafting in Savage River in Bloomington, Maryland. For those who don't know me, I ain't a morning person. It's early. I've been up since 2 because I had to get ready and walk Cola and Karma to drive an hour to get here because I'm in PG County, Prince George County in Maryland. It's about an hour from Baltimore. Once we get on the bus, I think we have another 2 hours to go to get to the spot. So yeah, when the bus gets here, I'm gonna listen to the instructions and I'm gonna go back to sleep. Hi people, say hi to my people. Okay, so I'm checking in for the rafting. So you're supposed to get like a wetsuit, which I'll show you people in their wetsuit, and a jacket. So apparently my ass is literally so big that I can't get in the wetsuit. So I can't get really picture. So the booty so big, Lord have mercy. Hey y'all. Oh, stuff in the background. Hey y'all. So you saw the video from when I went whitewater rafting. So let me just kind of tell you what my experience was like. So you saw I was up early in the morning to take the bus to get to what I thought was Bloomington, Maryland. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know where the heck I was at. I just know I was in West Virginia. So I don't know if it's a river that flows between the two. I probably should get a map out. I don't even know where I was, y'all. But I was at the Savage River. So the Savage River is, they release the dam 3 times a year. I believe when we went, it was the second time. So it was like whatever, July 10th or something is when I went. So shout out to Goombay Adventures. Butch at Goombay Adventures, he organized the event. I rode with them down. It was really, the group of people I was with was amazing. It was about, I think 15-20 of us who went. When we finally made it to the starting point is not actually, I guess the assembly point would be a better word for it. They give you instructions on how to, what to expect, how to, what happens if you fall out. So they scared the heck out of us. They scared the shit out of us. So the Savage River is really a shallow river. It's not deep. And so you run the risk of possibly being injured or dying from floating into a rock hard or a fallen tree. So if you fall out of your raft, you're not supposed to stand up, even though the water is low enough for you to stand up. You're supposed to like lift your legs up and kind of float until someone hopefully rescues you. So yeah, that was pretty much what they told me. I'm not sure how many times they told us that we could be severely injured or die, but we still decided to do it. I mean, we made it that far, you might as well. And so you have the option of getting a wetsuit and or a wet jacket. As I said in the previous part of the video, I could not get into the wetsuit. There was a lot of black curvy women that went. I was toward the end of the line, and so I had a wet jacket, which was cool. The water was cold. You know how when you get in the pool, it's initially cold and it warms up? Nope. Each time that water hit me or hit us, it was still cold. And so the wet jacket helps. I had on dry fit material, workout dry fit material, so that was helpful. But what happened was the water would get in my jacket sleeve. So when I raised my arm up, the water would go down and it'll be freezing. The first run that we did, we went twice. The river is 5. The part A and part B was 5 miles. So we went twice. So you get on the raft, you paddled down. We got breaks in between. Jack was our guide. I'll tell you about Jack in a second, because I was like, wait, what? He was our guide, so he told you, you know, when to pedal, how to pedal, etc. There is method to all this madness. You sit in a certain way. You put your feet in kind of like these groove parts of the raft. That's what anchors you in. And like I said, Jake, he tells you, you know, to forward how many times, backwards, etc. Let's see. The river is a category 3. There are 5 total. So 3 is considered an intermediate type of river. So I asked Jake, I said, how do they determine what type of category the river is? He was like, basically, he said basically the likelihood of like how easy it is to navigate on a raft. That's the first thing. And then how the risk level if you don't navigate correctly. So essentially how bad will you be injured or die if you don't navigate these waters correctly. So I was like, okay, that's an interesting math equation. Let's see. So you saw in the video Susie, that's her real name, Susie. She fell out of the raft. She was really the only one. So I was sitting in the middle. I know you probably couldn't tell by the video, but it was a person in front of me. It was me. It was DPN in the back. He's a YouTuber as well, adventurer as well. He's a little heavy. He's in the back. Dave was on the second run. Dave was on my left in the back, and then Erica was right beside me. Erica's like 6 feet, Amazon, like long arms, and then Susie was in the front on the second run. So, as you saw in the picture, Susie flew out. I don't know if I got footage of that part, but you saw when she fell in that river. So that was a whole like experience. So like she flew out, she got in the water. Erica grabs her. Steve was trying to like get his paddle because he had to lean over. He was trying to give Susie his paddle to get back in. I'm grabbing Erica. Dave's grabbing Erica. So like we were like, okay, we can hold her. She can get Susie. So Erica like grabs her. Jake is in the back steering. He's like, let her go. So we just like, let her go. And Susie was like, when he heard it, she was like, wait, hold on, what? But she trusted the situation. Jake like manhandled her and got her into the rafts. And then he was like, I need y'all to get her off me so I can steer this raft. So Erica reaches back behind Dave, in between Dave and D-Pen, and grabs her and like puts her right in front of Susie. So Susie had an interesting transition. All of this was just like zoom, 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 zoom. And then right when all this was happening, Jake was like forward one. So like we were all in sync. I was really happy with the group that I went with because we took it seriously. Like it's fun, but you have to have the right mindset because it can be dangerous. Susie could have drowned. She did hit a rock. I talked to her earlier. So this happened it's not gonna matter because it's a YouTube video, but let's say a week and a half ago when we went whitewater rafting, I spoke with her this week. Her bruises were still healing because she hit a rock. And so the trust, we ain't know Susie. Ain't nobody, well, like me, Erica and D-Pen didn't know Susie. I met Erica and D-Pen on the shuttle to get to whitewater rafting. Steve met Dave and Susie the night before. So it was like this level of trust with people who you didn't know. You basically met when you got in the raft. And for us to just be in sync, listen to directions, not argue. Like it was times that Jay gave us directions and I'm like, this don't sound right, but I did it because I'm like, okay, he's the guide. He knows what to do. So I asked Jake about his background because keep in mind, you get breaks in between. Like you're on the raft or you're on the river, so you get breaks. The breaks are, I'm assuming they didn't say this, but just observing it is for two reasons. One, we all parked on the side of the bank to wait for other rafts and the company to come down because it's safety in numbers. If somebody falls out, we're in close proximity to where someone can help them. If there's someone who needs aid, we're there. The second reason is to give us breaks. I reached out to my ex because he went whitewater rafting. I was like, hey, can you give me some tips or whatever? And he was like, oh, it's an exercise. It's going to beat your body up. And I'm not going to lie, I was tired afterwards, but I do exercise. So I think that's why it wasn't as hard to navigate. And I think I was more stiff from the bus ride there and the bus ride to get, in between the runs. Because you get on a school bus and go up and down a hill, essentially, a road rather, so you can get back to the top of the river and go down your second run. So I think I was more sore from that than the actual rafts or the rafting experience. My upper body really wasn't sore at all. I'm definitely going to do it again. I am not ready to do a 5. I don't know if I would ever be ready to do a 5. I'm comfortable at a 3. I may do a 4, maybe. I recommend that anybody who is interested in like kayaking or canoeing do it. To do this, I think you have to have your own experience. Like I liked it. It's really, after I did the first run, I was like, okay, I got this. I was, scared straight though, not scared like, oh, I'm gonna make a mistake, but scared as in focused to do my first run. But I think everybody should do it to get their own experience from it. Um, when I did the second run, even with Susie falling out, I wasn't afraid anymore because I knew what to expect. I think it was more fear of the unexpected. I think I would have been scared out of my mind had it been a category 5 river. Um, but that's about it. Like I said, I will do it again. Susie and Dave, they cycle, they go scuba diving. So we talked about other adventure activities that I'm gonna be looking into deep in. He hikes, he backpacks. So I'll be going on a backpacking trip before the end of the year. I don't know when I'm gonna go, but it's gonna definitely be before the end of the year. I'm really excited about that, to push my body, see some amazing sights. But yeah, so thank you for peopling with me. I'm here, I'm alive. I did the whitewater rafting. I didn't get hurt. I'm gonna tell you something that happened though. So I went whitewater rafting. I did not get a scrape, a bruise, a cut. I didn't break not nail. I get home and I get a damn splinter in my hand, a whole splinter. But you know what? My thing is, out of everything that happened that day, from getting there, getting back, whitewater rafting twice, having my life essentially in other people's hands, if the worst thing that happened to me was a splinter, I am totally okay with that. I'm grateful to the ancestors that I am here to give you my perspective of what happens. So thank you for peopling with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe.